I'm working on a 2013 Ford Edge, and I wanted to show you another reason why Snap-on is more expensive, but there's also a reason why it's more expensive and why they're a better socket in general. So this is a mid-length 15 millimeter socket. This is a short 15 millimeter gear wrench. This mid-length is the Snap-on. This one is the gear wrench. So I was taking the drain plug out of, I'm changing oil in the Edge, and I took the drain plug out of it, and for a while it was hard for me to find what size it was. I couldn't remember offhand, so I was grabbing some sockets to see what size it was. And I got to the 15, and you can see how much it actually turns. I'm holding it hard, and it wiggles so much. So I started and I got a 14. Well, the 14 didn't even fit on over the head of it. So I thought, well, it's got to be this one. But you can even hear how much it moves. Well, so I was playing around to figure out what size it was, because that took it off. And I went and put the Snap-on socket on it. And you can see there's very minimal play. This holds a lot firmer onto the head of the socket than this one does. Well, and I thought, well, maybe this socket was just a little worn out in the teeth and stuff, but it still has good teeth edges and all that, but I thought, well, maybe it's worn out. So let me grab my long one. So here is long gear wrench 15 millimeter socket, same as the short one. It came as a set, we broke them down. So I thought, well, maybe that one was just loose. Well, this one does the same thing. It moves. There's the 15. That's how much it's moving. Well, put the Snap-on back on it and look, it barely moves at all. So the way that Snap-on cuts their heads, I don't know if it's that they cut them thinner, they cut them more to the direct size, but both of these gear wrench, they move. When you put the Snap-on on it, it moves a tiny bit, but it barely moves. Here's a 15 impact Snap-on, mid-length, same thing, barely moves. And then here's a Cornwell long 15. It still has a lot of play in it too. Not as much as the gear wrench ones, but you can see the Snap-on, it barely moves. On either impact or chrome, the impact actually sits a little tighter, but back to the Cornwell one, you can see it moves. Just one thing, and then the gear wrench, it really moves. Just one thing that I just noticed when I was working on this, and I thought any person that's looking at maybe buying, kind of comparing Snap-on to gear wrench to the other sockets as a reason of why maybe to buy them. The only thing that I'm not a huge fan of is Snap-ons are, you can see on the very top of the Cornwell one, the knurling that's on it, it's a lot more prominent and defined than on the Snap-on. It still has it just a little bit, but it's not as prominent, so when you get it finger tight and you're twisting it out, this one it's a little harder to grab, but when it comes to sitting on a head, you can't beat them. So I just thought I'd do a short quick video on that, and if somebody's actually looking to buy them or looking at cost or anything like that, of why another little reason Snap-on is a little better than some of the other ones. Hopefully this video helped somebody and wasn't a waste of time. I thought it was pretty interesting just because of how much tighter the Snap-on one is than even the Cornwell and both of the gear wrench ones that we had. So hopefully this helps somebody if you're trying to buy. I mean, like I said, this is the mid-length chrome, mid-length impact. All of them have sat really tight. I've put a 1/2 inch on it just to kind of check it out to see if it really is something, and most of the time all of the Snap-on ones fit tight. And then just same kind of thing, the gear wrench ones, they just didn't sit as tight. So hopefully this helps.